Hi, this is American Choir Boy with my submission video for AGDQ 2018. This is Just Cause 2, all missions percent. So, the game starts with a cutscene, only a couple minutes long. Gives you a little preliminary background about what you're going to be doing.
Here we are, Panau Island, southeast.
Basically, an agent's working for an agency, and they're looking for one of their own who's apparently gone rogue. And we got to find out if we need to take him out or whatever. Not important. We're going to be blasting through it, so we don't care.
He doesn't sound much like a people person.
Right.
So the main basis of the game is to create chaos on this island. And you do that by destroying things or completing missions.
He's gone dark before.
So most of the chaos is from missions, but a lot of the chaos as well is from destroying things along the way.
That's a bitter pill, Kane.
In order to complete the game, we need around 425,000 chaos points. So we got a lot of work to do.
Can't argue with that.
First, we're going to dive down into this military base, where there's some memory cards are about to drop, right there. We need to go get them back. So that's our first mission. One of the main techniques you'll see me using a lot is something called the Super Sling. Rico has a grappling hook and parachute as his main method of transportation. And if you activate your parachute while using the grappling hook at a specific time, Rico will jut forward very quickly, which is perfect for a speed run. So that's one thing I do almost any given moment. I'll be super slinging somewhere. I did discover it myself, so I'm pretty excited to be able to use it in this run so extensively and so effectively. So this is the free fall mode. You just hold forward to gain some speed, and in a little bit they're going to let me use my parachute. So we're going to land right outside there, and then the real run actually starts. So this is the only time you're going to see me run on foot for this long. Because in just a second, they're going to let me use the grappling hook. Right about here. So that actually wasn't a great super sling. It can go much faster than that, but anyway. We grapple that guy to the wall and he falls and dies. We're going to grapple over here. Grappling those two enemies together just right will take them out as well. Then for some reason she tells me I need a gun. And I don't even use it, so okay. But we need to get it. By double tapping the Y button, I pick up that card and enter this flat cannon really quickly. Then we take out that helicopter as quick as I can. So we're going to super sling over here through this little tiny hole. That's where the other one is. If I run off an edge like this, it gets a nice burst of speed. It's called a Superman jump. And if I grapple near this helipad, I pick up one of my main guns. He has another memory card, so we're going to headshot him real quick. I'm going to pick up his memory card and his gun as well, which is another SMG. Now that was a super sling. You see how fast I go. It's very handy in getting around. So these two SMGs are going to carry me out through like 99% of the run until I finally switch them. There is an abundance of SMG ammo all around the place, around through the game, and they're just an effective weapon. We'll sling over here to where there's some C4 explosives. We use these quite a bit too. Right now we need to blow up these SAMs before the helicopter can come back. So as a part of the chaos routing, I need to come back here and get a head start on this. I have some time before Kane actually gets back. So I'm going to destroy some things for my benefit. All the things I'm destroying give me 250 points. And I don't bother with anything else. Once I got those destroyed, I need to get up this tower really quick. I'm going to use a technique called the pop-up. When you're grappling towards something and you tap A twice, the parachute comes out, but when you dispel the parachute, he just decides to go straight up. And it's a really handy way to go vertical really quickly. And it's a really great way to climb a tower in 5 seconds or less. So I need to grapple this helicopter to get out of here. And I can't grapple it too early, otherwise I will go outside the mission area, and Kane will not fly me back into the mission area. So as we're flying away, I would actually fail the mission. So I actually get on this helicopter about as soon as I can, that the game will actually let me. So, a pretty good start. Next up is a mission called Casino Bust. I gotta go disarm some bombs that they've planted, and I have to save one of our agency contacts. This will not take long. There's Super Sling into action. There's a demolition officer right over here I need to take out. And he's in a good position. A little bit of RNG involved in where he is. Grab his ammo. We're going to do another pop-up. Grapple up this tower. I make sure I hit the side of that hotel to jut me outward. That way I don't hit my head on the ceiling. I kind of goofed up the execution here. I'm supposed to grapple two guys, shoot the other. But somehow I messed up when I came up on that ledge. I'm not sure why. Kind of goofed up here too, honestly. But grapple those two, shoot them, save a little ammo, get them out of my way. Because if you're shot during that, as you saw earlier, it'll fail the quick time event there. So here's a assault rifle. It's also a very heavily used weapon during the run. Now if I shoot him out of the cockpit, that plane or that helicopter will fall. I just got to be in here. It'll advance to the next cutscene. Kind of goofed up here on my grapple, but all we got to do is grapple the car to this tractor and pull it out. There's no other way to do it, so we just got to do it. We hop on top of his car, and he's going to drive me to his house. This is basically an auto-scroller, but we can have a little bit of fun. Take a few pot shots at these barrels because they give me a little extra chaos. It's only 10 points, but if you consider all the barrels I get in the game, it adds up to a fair amount. There's a very specific point in the game where I need 390,000 chaos, and the grind to get that much is pretty rigid sometimes depending on how the route's going. So there's times where I gotta stop and get just a little extra to make sure that I'll have that 390,000 chaos. So I try to grapple these guys to the ground. The grappling hook will throw them in various directions, and the idea is to get them out of my way. But these guys are resilient. Believe it or not, they come back from that one. So it's pretty random, but as long as they stay out of my way, it's not a big deal. So that vehicle there, because of how it spawned, it'll actually give me 50 chaos points when I destroy it like that. So if you shoot the tire out, it'll spin out and it'll blow up. So it's a little extra chaos for me. Gotta grapple those two guys together just cuz. So two cars are gonna start driving towards me over here. I want them out of my way really quick. I'm gonna shoot their tires out. Sometimes he doesn't topple over, but whatever. So here's a neat little trick where I grapple this statue to the car, and he pulls it right down for me. That's an extra 1,000 chaos points for free. So I want him off the bridge, and I want him to blow up. Way I get them extra swag chaos points. So coming up here, Carl Blaine's going to drive his car down this ravine. He has a tendency to wipe out when he does it, so I manipulate him by jumping off. It makes him slow down. It makes him a lot less likely to wipe out. That can save me 10 or 15 seconds. So there's 3 sets of 5 barrels in this little area here. I'm going to shoot at least one of them. When that one blows up, the other ones will catch fire as well, so they'll all blow up essentially. One last car in this mission to take care of, and I usually like to grapple the guy out of the passenger seat, just cause. And now this car is actually scripted to drive into the gas station, and that's good news for me because that gives me more chaos. That's our second agency mission done. Next up in the run is we got to go find a faction leader. There are 3 factions on the island who are all separate entities. They're trying to gain control of the island via their own political and cultural ideas.
I got a message from Carl Blaine about
So we're going to go to the Reapers first.
Scorpion, right?
They're the closest. Well, they're not the closest per se, but the routing dictates that we need to go here first.
Upward extraction. I'm your man. You can
So, funny story, the black market dealer who is now talking to me is actually Tom Sheldon from the last game. Spoiler alert.
How can I help?
And that was Tom Sheldon's voice. I think it's because I loaded a game that had Tom Sheldon already unlocked, but he's supposed to be talking to me in the Sloth Demon voice, so he kind of gave it away right at the beginning of the game. But anyway, that's the black market dealer. You call him and you can buy things. So I just bought the dual parachute thrusters. It serves as a jetpack, and it makes you go fast, so of course I buy it. So like I said, this is Bolo Santosi. She's like a communist, power to the people deal, so she's
Looking for able-bodied comrades.
she's actually in deep with China, one of the international players on the field. They want oil.
I am the best.
Sorry, that's the spoiler. It's a big spoiler alert. The whole game's about oil, of course. Anyway,
I have my
so he tells each of the faction leaders he's looking for an American. The American that just revealed who himself was just a second ago. But anyway, they help him look for him,
with a prize on his head.
and that's how you have to advance the story.
I need the help of your organization, which they say
So we start by
is the
doing
best at finding
stronghold takeovers. So we're going to do a stronghold takeover here. There's 9 in total. That's 3 for each faction leader.
And it is also true that the Reapers need
And when you do a stronghold takeover, it helps it to progress the story as well as unlock more missions for you.
But you let me know anything you hear. Deal?
I think we do have a deal, comrade.
So what's nice about these stronghold takeovers is that they essentially warp you across the map. So it helps out with traveling a bit because, you know, I've warped to a different place on the map, so I don't have to spend my time traveling all over the map by myself. They kind of warp me there, so that's nice. So we start out by destroying a few dudes. There's some ammo over here I want to go get my hands on. So I want to destroy these fuel bunkers over to my left. So I'm going to grab some ammo. I'm going to do that. Give me a little chaos. Grab their ammo. So these stronghold takeovers are kind of like auto-scrollers as well as the last mission was. But I will be doing a lot of stuff around them to clear the path and get chaos. So I won't just be waiting around twiddling my thumbs. We're going to be having some fun. So first thing is we're going to destroy these fuel bunkers and a broadcast tower. I got a little gung-ho and exited the flat cannon early, but there's a helicopter I got to take out real quick. I forgot. That's actually kind of tricky to do as well, that shot. So that went pretty well. Blow up some more stuff, kill some more guys. Pretty basic. I don't know what causes it, but sometimes the guy manning the mounted gun in the middle there, he's just not there. I think I kill him with a super sling. There is a few times where I've noticed that a super sling can kill a certain person. I don't know why, it just happens. So there's the ammo drop there. We're gonna go over here, clear the way up here as well.
Gun is out of commission. Move out. Assault the next blockade, comrades. We must push.
Now I'm gonna make
forward.
use of this mounted gun in the middle here. Also, something worth noting is right now I technically should be outside of the mission area and it should be counting down. But I believe I activated a glitch unknowingly. So usually when you're that far ahead of the technician, it actually will put you outside of the mission area. So I don't abuse it too much in this run because it's not likely that I'll actually get it in any other runs. It's just a completely random occurrence. So I don't want to try to abuse it as if I can use it. If I don't know how it works, then I'm not interested in making a route based around it. Unless I actually know how it works or how to make it work. So I do use it a little bit to my advantage in this run, but not really to save any time. Just to go a little further ahead and take out enemies quicker. So I had to wait a little bit until the enemies spawn. I manipulate the left enemies to spawn where they do. Otherwise they'll spawn behind me and I don't want that. Save me a couple seconds. Truck spawns here, we blow that up. And the stronghold commander comes and a helicopter and I gotta blow him up. So right as he blows up, I can leave. I can head for my next destination.
The facility is secure.
So unfortunately I gotta make kind of a long trek over this way. With the parachute thrusters it don't take too long, but at this point in the run I don't have the Pell Silver Bowl unlocked. If I did, then I could just fly to my next mission. But I don't unlock it until a couple missions after this. So we're actually going to do another stronghold takeover. This one for the Roaches. They're kind of like a mob group. They're heavily involved in big business and corrupt trading and stuff like that. And we're going to take over a harbor for them. Also, it's worth noting that these cutscenes are actually skippable. But the circumstances for skipping them, I have no idea what they are. It happens at complete random and I have no I have nothing observable to tell me what makes it happen. But if we could skip these, it'd save, you know, 5 or 6 minutes over the course of the run, which would be really nice. So I have no words for how the skip actually happens. I just kind of wish it would happen. Or I just kind of wish I could figure out why it happens and I could use it. But until I do, we gotta watch the cutscenes or wait for a 1 in a billion chance for it to happen.
Indeed. If you work for me, you will enjoy all the benefits of our organization. Just like one of our own.
So, I'll work for you, and you keep me in the loop.
Ah, you are very to the point. No chit-chats. I respect that. You have a deal.
So just like the last mission, it's a bit of an auto-scroller. But I'm going to destroy some things along the way. We got a few guys up front to start.
From here, you lead the way to the heart of the harbor, where I will be able to hack into the compound's network.
If I destroy either side, these fuel depots, it'll damage that one a lot, so I can I don't have to damage it as much.
Let's move out. And remember,
Little ammo conservation there.
this job is a show fail. Hold this. The harbor is now open for business. Move out.
Shoot the barrel.
They retreat. Move forward.
Trying to conserve ammo. There is an ammo drop up here, but I do switch to my assault rifle right when I get it.
We must take that next blockade.
So there's a sniper up there, and if I grapple him off, he should fall to the ground and die. A couple more barrels. A couple more dudes.
All clear. Go, go, go.
Double check back here in case a guy spawns. Sometimes he does. Sometimes he doesn't. So much like the last mission, we got an area with some sandbags, a mounted gun. So I'm going to pick up the mounted gun. And right after I do, the guy who's supposed to be manning it is going to spawn.
We're nearly there.
Joke's on him.
The coast is clear. Move out.
So there's 6 cranes I can easily destroy here. It gets me a lot of chaos, and I got plenty of time to get it. And there's 2 chimneys over here we're going to blow up.
Look out. Mounted gun. Scorpio, take it out.
So yeah, he's freaking out about a mounted gunner, but I am the mounted gunner, so we're good. Don't worry about it.
We're here. Scorpio.
So there's 2 different spawns for those enemies. Either one is fine,
Fast now, no tells. Here come the government dogs.
so there's no surprises for me. Take out those vehicles, and another helicopter shows up, much like the last mission. Once he's destroyed, we super sling on out. Our next mission is literally right over here. So I kind of goofed up my super sling. The PDA comes up every now and then and gets in my way. I have to cancel it, so it can be distracting. It always happens right there. So this mission is about disarming some more bombs. There's some cool trick I can do here. I'm going to grapple 2 of these guys together right from the air. Drop in, shoot the other one. This is a really good mission for execution. This next trick is even cooler. I'm going to grapple him and throw him off the side. Grapple those 2 guys and shoot him. Wasn't close enough to the bomb. Oh well. Love this super sling. Just looks cool to fly past that building. I'm going to grapple him out of my way because he blows up when you kill him.
But some words of warning to you.
Now here's one of the other cornerstones of the run is the Pell Silverbolt. When I do need to travel long distances and I can't rely on a faction stronghold to warp me, then I use the Pell Silverbolt. I use a lot of Pell Silverbolts in this run. It's kind of embarrassing, but it is what it is.
Sloth demon
So we're gonna fly
I can extract you to many
right to this next mission over here.
now. To extract to a location, simply select its icon on the PDA.
And I'm gonna attempt to get some extra chaos here by flying this Pel Silverbolt right into a colonel who's stationed near the city. He's right there, but I don't get him, unfortunately. I don't know how he survived that, but he did. So this is Paparazzi Pursuit. The roaches want me to get some photos that this guy's carrying. So I'm just going to grapple him off his bike. I made a tactical error by not selecting both my guns, so I ended up throwing a grenade. So I blew myself up. Because the secondary weapon, the button for the secondary weapon and the button for the grenades is the same, so since I had grenades selected, he threw a grenade. So we go to the drop-off point over here, put the photos in. What's nice is you lose all the heat by the time you get over here, which is nice. If you have any heat, you can't extract. So with the black market dealer, you can extract to places you've been. So our next mission is just a ways down this mountain. I want to save some of my rocket boost for the beginning of this next mission, so I'm going to come over it. And then I'm just going to free fall. That way I can still go fast, but still have rocket boost for the beginning of this mission. This is a Reaper mission. We're going to destroy a biofuel shaft. And basically all we got to do is jump down this giant shaft and do a little quick time event and it'll blow it up. But I got some guys down here I need to worry about. They're going to spawn right over to my right as I pop down. I don't know why that demolition officer didn't die right away, but you can kill him right away. The guys will actually be distracted by all his explosives. Do a pop-up to get out, and we're just gonna leave and let it blow up.
Scorpio, my hero. The people of Bana will raise statues in your honor.
So the next mission is a long driving mission. We gotta go drive this politician down a giant swerving hill. Because it's a marathon, I'm going to grab some health. I don't need any disasters happening. I'm going to take a death plunge right down this mountain.
Hijack the limousine and bring him to me.
The car's right over here. I need to hijack. So first I have to shoot the passenger out. You can only hijack a vehicle if only the driver's left. And I want to be real careful about the guys around the car. If there's any heat, I want to get rid of it best I can. Because they can really screw this mission up if I've got too many guys around me.
Truly extraordinary. Now, deliver
The guys in the Jeep can bump into me.
I will not be treated like this! Stop the car immediately! immediately! Stop this car!
So I gotta make sure to stay away from the jungle and stay on the road.
Mr. Fang.
Because if I was to go down to the jungle, there's probably a 99% chance that I'll get caught on a rock or within a tree, and I won't be able to move. So we have to stick to the road. As tempting as it might seem to cut across down through the... Whoop. Oh, that's right. My game tabs out every now and then. I need to fix that so it doesn't auto tab itself out. So I try to maneuver around the guys on bikes and try to run them over. And if I have one right next to me, I can actually run him into another car because he's not paying attention. So this mission can actually be kind of fun, but it can also be a little stressful depending on the, I call it car RNG. The RNG involving cars. Just depends on what I get. If I get good RNG, then I'm pretty good at driving down here without any problems. So there's a blockade up here, but we can just drive right around it. It's not a big deal. There's going to be another one up here. Likewise, I'm going to drive right around it. Then there's one more blockade, but I'm actually not going down that road, so I'm just going to turn left. It's faster anyway. So I gotta be real careful on this dirt road. If I get flung into the forest, it's pretty much game over. Here's the drop-off point. I'm just gonna jump out, let it run into it.
Elegant work, brave fighter. You will become a
I'm gonna go ahead and blow up this propaganda trailer. It's right there, and it gives me 1,000 chaos. So it's definitely worth it to stop and blow it up. It doesn't cost me much time at all. So once again, the PDA thing kind of gets in my way, makes it hard to see. So there's another propaganda trailer over here. And we're going to blow this one up too. Since it's right there. And here's our next mission. I need to go grab an armored car and drive it to a place for the Reapers. So we're going to sling through the trees. I'm going to go over them this time. It's a little more handy that way. I don't run into any. So it's right here in this garage.
that powerful vehicle will do wonders for the
I'm going to blow up them barrels.
You have it. Bring it to me, comrade.
Blow up that fuel depot. Now the tricky part about this mission is driving down through this ravine. And that went okay. It's the best place to drive down through to get onto the road. If you hit a rock, you lose a lot of speed and time. Some more barrels to blow up. I gotta watch real careful around me so that no enemy enforcements shoot at me. Because believe it or not, this tank actually has less armor than the limo I was just driving. So if someone's around me shooting at me the whole mission, then I can actually blow up. So I'll get rid of him. Like the last mission, they try to use blockades. I just drive around them. So it was a magnificent explosion. People flying everywhere. It's good stuff. So one more blockade. And we're just going to drive around it. Then we're going to drive into this gas station for a few more chaos points. The tank can handle it, so just blast right through it. I super sling right out of there to lose the heat. The faster I get out of there, the less likely I'll get the heat back. So if you look at the top left corner of the screen, there's my map. That little orange symbol and that orange gauge, that represents my heat. If it's red, it means they know right where I'm at and they're gunning for me. If it's orange, they're looking for me. And that gauge is going to go down. So I have to make sure I get that gauge orange, and I have to make sure it stays that way until it's empty. There's a few points in the run where I have to wait a good amount of time to lose the heat before I can extract. So here's the third faction leader. Kind of a savage island boy. They want only the natives to this island to be in control. So they're pretty spiritual and very deep-rooted in the island's cultures and blah blah blah. Not interested. I'm just using them to get to what I want.
Welcome. I am Sri Irwan.
So this will be the last of these cutscenes, even though they're only a minute. Some of the longer points of downtime in the run.
My group of warriors is always looking for help.
So there'll actually be 6 more cutscenes for the faction leaders, but the subsequential cutscenes are much shorter than this. We're talking like 10 or 15 seconds for when we do the other stronghold takeovers.
Surely you're not here only to look for work, huh?
The truth is, I'm looking for an American.
An American, huh? I'm intrigued.
Yeah. A very dangerous American. With a big price on his head. People tell me you would be the one to know where to start looking for such a man.
Ah, but you flatter me, La. But of course I will have my people look. And in the meantime, you can work for me. Deal?
Deal. I'll do as I'm told and keep my mouth shut. You'll dig up anything on this American and ask no questions.
That sounds fair. Sir Dadu. Know this.
So we're going to take over a power plant for him.
Your job is to get me
Just like the other ones, we're going to clear a path. We're going to open the door.
override the control codes from there.
Destroy some things.
Hey, move out, Dulas! And Scorpio, you make sure to keep me alive, huh?
This mission has a particularly interesting strategy at the end, though.
We can't get past the entrance! Scorpio, find a way around and open it from the inside! It's open! Come on, let's go!
So this guy's going to launch a rocket at me from that tower, and I'm going to manipulate it
Take care of
into
the
these
lights,
fuel
let's go.
depots. Just so I don't have to use as many bullets.
Great! Now we can move on.
Destroy them too. Pull that guy down from there.
They cannot stop us! These planes
Usually there's
will
2
be
guys in
over
there. I was
soon.
waiting for them to pop up, but they weren't there for some reason. Pull the sniper down. He dies every time.
You lads,
So I'm going to
move
plant a
out.
triggered explosive there and right there. These are the 2 spawn points for the wave of enemies that comes at the end of the mission. So once I clear all these guys,
Listen, brothers,
we're going to come up here, plant another triggered explosive, and this is just to get some extra chaos. There's a drug drop over here, which gives me a little extra chaos as well. It's a faction item. Every faction leader has items for you to collect, and all they do is give you some extra chaos. So right when the technician gets in place, it lets me know with a check mark at the top of the screen. That's my cue to blow up those triggers, and it spawns those guys. Once I kill enough, the stronghold commander shows up. All I gotta do is shoot him too. So it's a nice way to make that mission end really quickly. There's a couple more instances where I'll do that to save the frames. So where it says opening PDA, I have to cancel that by pressing A and then B real quick. If I try to take off while that's happening, my accelerator will actually stop for a second. And that can actually ruin my Pell Silverbolt takeoffs, so I let that go before I take off. Because the Pell Silverbolt takeoff can actually go incredibly wrong. If you do something wrong, there's a lot that can go wrong, and it'll flip out of control and crash, and we don't want that. So I activated that location back there so I can extract back to it later for another mission. That'll be there later. The next one we're going to do is right over here. So as you see at the beginning of each mission, most of the time they actually give me SMG ammo. That's the main reason the SMG is the weapon of choice. They almost always give me SMG ammo. So he wants me to save one of his dudes on this bridge. All I got to do is pick him up in a vehicle and drive him over here. So what's interesting about this mission is that usually a couple military vehicles try to chase you. A lot of times they actually wreck before they can even get to you. So that's fine with me. It's nice to have no opposition on this bridge. So we're going to drive around this blockade through a really tight space. No biggie. We're going to head down the road. I gotta watch the divot in the road there. If I turn too sharp while I hit that little dip in the road, I can spin out of control. I gotta crash through this gate or this fence to get in here. Then I gotta watch out for this 400-ton aircraft that's coming right towards me. So we'll let that go by. Drop-off point is right over here. And I'm just going to jump out and let him go. Sometimes the vehicle explodes at the end of the mission, but sometimes it doesn't. Either way, you succeed. It's just more exciting when it explodes. So what's nice about the end of this mission is that there's a Pell Silverbolt sitting right there. So I don't actually have to order one this time. That saves me $30,000. So I'm using a landmark right on the ground. It's way far away to pinpoint my next mission, so I don't have to look at the map or memorize the exact direction. So it's right here. This is called siphoning gas. We need to disarm some laptops or something. There's 4 guys around this one. I'm just gonna shoot them. Their spawn points are completely random, so it's hard to determine where they're at right away, and so you just got to get in here and figure it out. So I'm going to grapple a guy off of the balcony here, so he's out of my way, and grapple these two guys together. That way they're out of my way too. Then we head over here for the last one. Through the trees again. It's a lot harder than it looks. We shoot this dude, grapple these two together, and shoot him. That gets them all out of my way.
You please me, Scorpio. You behave like a true Eula.
So our next mission's way over here. We're going to Pulse Silverbolt there as well. Another PDA cancel before I take off. I mashed through it a little too hard. That one's really exciting because it looks like my wheels are going to hit that storage tank and mess everything up, but it's all good.
Hang in there. Backup is arriving shortly.
So this next mission is a very pivotal mission in the run. I'm going to activate a bunch of locations to the north as well as blow up a lot of stuff. It's very crucial that it all goes right. So this one called Fry Me to the Moon is basically what I'm trying to do is destroy these satellites before they can launch into space. And at the end of the mission, I grab a fighter jet to shoot one that's actually taking off. So I have to destroy it mid-air. After the mission, I actually use that fighter jet to travel across the northern part of Panau, as well as destroy stuff with its guns and its rockets.
Earlier reports that the terrorists, who call themselves the Eula Boys, were responsible for the attacks on the nuclear power plant today, turned out to be false, says a spokesman for the Panawan nuclear fission.
So we're going to use a helicopter to do this, so we can shoot the satellites from far away. Before I do that, though, I'm going to destroy these SAMs because they can shoot missiles at me. But it also gives me more chaos, so that's handy. Since that radio mast is on the way, that's an easy target. So there's one satellite. Then I'll get the second satellite. Then usually I destroy this statue down here, but somehow it's already been destroyed. I have no clue how. So, doesn't bother me. Get the third satellite. So the plane is right here in this hangar, and we're going to take off in it. So as it's taking off, we're just going to shoot it, and it's going to explode. So that's the end of that mission. So like I said, we're going to do some traveling up north here, and we're going to destroy a bunch of stuff along the way. So it's kind of a two birds, one stone.
Yeah. All in a day's work.
So in doing this, I save a lot of time in traveling to places later. There's a place I unlock up here to extract back to later. There's actually 3 main places I unlock. The tense part about this is I do not want to crash this plane. This is the longest stretch of the game where I can't just restart a mission. So I'm not in a mission right now. If I die in a mission, I can just easily restart it if I have to. But in this case, there's no easy way to continue from what I'm doing. So I gotta be real careful not to fly into anything, or I'll have a lot of rerouting to do. I don't have to do it on the fly. So the last place I unlock is an airport up here. And then after that, we're going to go to the second series of stronghold takeovers, one of them.
Reporting hostiles in the sector. All units in the net.
I gotta be real careful not to fly into one of those blades. It will take the plane out, and I'll be a very sad person. So just as I get here and unlock this location, my heat's usually gone. So that means I can extract right away. We head back over here.
Here we are.
So this is going to actually warp me way down to the southern part of the island, to where there's some desert areas.
You can fight and you can kill, soldier. But until I see that revolution beats in your heart, I treat you as the enemy. Out.
So here we're going to take over like a weapons facility or something. That was a rocket launcher. Very important that I take him out first, because he's actually very accurate with his rockets. He can take me out pretty quick. So we get rid of him. I come back to advance the dialogue. But for some reason it didn't quite work the way I wanted it to. Usually when you go back to the technician, he starts moving, but he's actually stuck for some reason. So I go back here to try to get him to move again. Don't think I lost too much time though over it. So we're going to clear the way. Got a lot of enemies to take care of, and I want to make sure I get them taken care of before those before my technician gets near them, because they'll stop and shoot them themselves, and that'll just slow them down. So I tried to grab this guy's ammo, but for some reason when ammo is right next to a car, you can't pick it up. That's kind of unfortunate, but oh well. I'm going to plant a triggered explosive here. That's a spawn point for some enemies near the end of this mission.
All clear. Move out, Reapers. We are close to the inner compound.
He's got a few guys to take care of. Then we're going to grab the mounted gun. Got a few more things to destroy.
Now you're gonna be sorry.
So once he gets into place, I'm going to blow up that triggered explosive. And it's going to spawn 2 cars coming over from that area over there. I need to destroy them as well. Once I do, the Stronghold Commander will appear, this time in a big tank.
I can hack into the radio transmitter here, but you have to watch my back, Scorpio.
So all I gotta do is shoot him out of the tank. And that's done. Next mission is right over here.
That's it. They are standing down. Victory! I need to.
This one's called Can I Get a Witness? I need to download some coordinates to where a witness is. He's currently being driven somewhere. But I need to intercept and hijack him. Hijack his vehicle.
I hope you will provide for my young ones in the future too.
Also, I think Bolo Santos, he has a huge throbbing crush on me. So, there's that. Anyway, we're going to a radar facility where the coordinates are. This is a really cool set piece. Anyway, there's a door up here I'm going to try to get into, but it's always locked. So I try to open it, and this guy spawns over here, and he's got the card key card. So I grab that, do a pop-up, and get right back to the door. And just shoot that gun turret out of the way. Even on the easiest difficulty, those gun turrets can kill your run in an instant.
That's it.
So we got to make sure to stay out of the way of those things. So she sends a helicopter, and I sling right over to it. There's no way to skip this. So I just have to hang on and fly all the way down here. This is the last part of major downtime in the run. Technically. So a good time to read donations.
Comrade, the witness is pretty heavily protected. You need to hijack the vehicle with the witness, without either you or him getting killed.
I'll be on the convoy like stink on crap, Scorpio. So hang on to me and blast the living hell out of them.
So there's the witness in the front car. I'm going to jump off of this helicopter, and we're going to try to super sling over to him. And we're going to hijack it. Once again, got to take out the passengers. Somehow I messed that up. I'm not proud of that. It's a little quick time event. For some reason, that car always swerves like that when you hijack it. And if it does that at just the wrong time, I'll get caught on something, and it's annoying.
I never would have thought. You know me? I was just playing fool for.
So now we're just going to have a nice little Sunday drive. Take him to a location over here. Yeah, that, he didn't check his mirror. We got some bad drivers here in Panau. And that can go really bad for me if I get slowed down at any time during this mission. The enemy reinforcements can be ruthless. For some reason on this mission, they can just be completely ruthless. And they can push my car all around and make it really difficult to get to the end. So it's crucial that we, you know, don't run into any bad drivers. That's the thing about Just Cause 2 is you're driving for everybody else.
Say, and I like the way you say it, lady. was aiming for the other guy.
That is wonderful, my sweet, sweet comrade. I have always had faith in you.
So next mission is right over here.
About the witness. I will give a welcome he won't forget.
I try to pick up this faction item here, and I get it. I get it without landing. Just a little extra chaos.
You have found a sacred Eula skull, Scorpio. They belong to our people, but are
So here's an agency mission. This is one of the main story missions. This is where we find out that, surprise, surprise, the sloth demon is actually Tom Sheldon. But we knew that as soon as we met him, didn't we?
Attention, Scorpio. I will be with
Don't matter.
every step of the way. We cannot let Ken Pang
So this guy, Ken Pang, is going to be executed. We need to get here before that happens. We could take out the snipers. And there's 2 guys on the ground. I got plenty of time to do this because of the dialogue.
by killing all the guards and then lure the gambling gangsters out. They just need some reassurance now.
So pick up their ammo, jump back up here. I'm going to do a really cool trick. You're not supposed to go down here before the executioner comes out, but if you do it just quick enough, you can take him out. If I was a second slower, he would have shot Ken Pang and the mission would be over, but I want to save them 5 seconds. So now we just need to do a quick little shootout here. These guys have no armor, so they're pretty easy to kill. So I'm going to move this bike out of the way, because I'm not going to use it. And if there's 2 bikes right here, then Ken Pang has trouble deciding between them sometimes. So I make it a clear choice, so he gets right on it. Also got to be very careful not to super sling before he gets on a bike. As you saw earlier, the super sling has a tendency to kill people every now and then at certain times. So if he's not on a bike, I can actually kill him really easily. So we're going to head right over this little hill. Have another little shootout where there's some guys waiting to ambush.
It's an ambush! Damn it, more of them! We're done for! Wow, I thought we were going to get killed. Now, let's go to the hideout.
So now I got to wait for Ken Pang again. I'm actually going to move the bike a little bit closer so he gets on it sooner. I don't know why he couldn't just use the other bike he had, but whatever. So yeah, the parachute grappling hook and the rocket booster, they're much faster than a bike, so that's what we use.
American, you know, but he's a good man. Every time I gamble my money away, he would help me, so I could keep providing him with.
I actually got a little thrown off course. I need to be over here.
I hope.
So now we got to do a really tricky kill on this colonel. He has what I need. I got to tip him off in the head, and then before he comes back up, I hit him again. It's kind of tricky to explain exactly how you kill him.
Seems my ride's here.
Like his head bobs up and down when you shoot him the first time. So you gotta wait a second. Anyway. That data device showed where a beacon was. So now I'm heading towards that beacon. And here's where we see the big reveal. Surprise, surprise, it's Tom Sheldon. So me and Tom Sheldon are going to shoot our way through like 1,000 enemies.
Okay, here's the lowdown. President Panay's got something going on.
The thing about this mission is that he moves really, really slowly.
Hey, get back here! Stop waiting.
But if I clear out all the enemies, then he'll start running towards the end. So it's kind of a race to kill all the enemies in this area really fast.
Hey, get back here!
That way he'll run to the end for me.
Follow me, Rico, and let's finish these clowns off. to be working with you again, brother.
So I got to make sure I pick up ammo as I go along. Everybody here has SMG ammo, once again. The most abundant ammo in existence. So, good news for me. Funny thing about this little part here is I only have to kill a certain number of enemies. And I know which ones they are. Those other ones will actually just disappear. They're scripted differently. So, I come over here to get these guys. 2 more guys over here. And the last wave is right over here. So once I dispense with these guys, Tom Sheldon will actually start running. So I just gotta wait for him. And to save a couple seconds, I'm gonna get this out of his way so he doesn't run into it. And then we're gonna give him a little speed boost here. So that's that agency mission. So now we're going to do another stronghold takeover within the second series of stronghold takeovers.
Here we are.
So both the Ular boys and the Roaches, for some reason, the second and third missions for them take place.
Better continue to do some
You start them in a different
I wanna
place.
find out who their
Like,
international benefactors are.
the first stronghold takeovers, you go and then you actually get taken to their headquarters. The difference is the Reaper's headquarters is always the same.
It would be a scandal of great.
I'm not sure what the decision was behind that or why the decision was made to do that, but it would just be handier if they were all in the same place to begin with. It would have saved me a little time. So I'm going to come over here and grab these triggered explosives, since I'll need them later. If I come near these guys really quickly, and they see me first, then it's kind of a manipulation. There's enemies that can come from the road, and they'll show up here to slow us down. But they usually don't show up if I rush toward the gate and get seen by the guys at the gate. So I make sure to do that so I don't have to deal with any other enemies.
Secure the temple! No mercy! Now we take the rest of the village! All units, stop!
We go for a few headshots for some swag. Snipers show up, all I gotta do is pull them off with the grappling hook. They'll die every time.
We have reclaimed this holy temple! The ancestors will be pleased!
So there's the mounted gunner shooting at me. I'm gonna take him out from here. Then we're gonna take out the last few enemies up here. Like the other missions, I'm actually gonna grab the mounted gun again.
Damn it! Another mounted gun by the shrine! Deal with it, Scorpio!
Accidentally picked up a shotgun. I don't want that. The same button to pick up the mounted gun is the same button you'd switch weapons with if one's nearby, so I gotta be careful. I'm gonna destroy a few things for chaos.
Okay, this is it. Defend this position while I hack into their communications.
Now, unlike the other missions, we actually get some air support drop down, so I gotta take these guys out a little differently than what I've been doing. We gotta shoot them out of the sky. Pretty unique way to end this mission.
Try to keep them away!
Right after that, a helicopter's going to spawn.
Take care of the helicopter.
We're shooting it out of the sky.
Hold on, I am nearly finished.
Now I'm actually going to buy the multi-lock missile launcher. It's a very crucial instrument in completing missions and getting chaos. It's definitely crucial for the next mission. I have to take out a very tough mercenary.
The village is ours.
Even on casual mode, he is very hard to kill. He has a crazy amount of armor, and he's also in a very tricky spot to fight. So we're going to cheese it with the rocket launcher.
Most excellent Zeldadu. Even though you are not of Yula blood, I believe you have the blessings of our ancestors.
So here's a fun little thing. I'm going to try to crash the Pell Silverbolt into this gas station. And I succeed.
We have hostile.
So like I said, for this mission, we got to just kill a mercenary.
To the wise, La. This man is considered one of the best mercenaries in the world. He is ruthless.
So there's a little RNG here.
There he is.
When I shoot him, I got to see where he actually lands and follow up accordingly. This didn't go too bad. He takes 3 whole rockets to kill.
That's what I've always
Can you imagine taking 3 rockets to the face before you finally bite it? Anyway, I'm going to do a little quick time event over here near that pipeline. It's going to destroy it for me because I overloaded it. That gets me an extra 1,000 chaos points. I'm also going to snag this. The thing about this mission is there's a lot of heat at the end of it. So instead of waiting to extract somewhere or even buying a Pell Silverbolt, I just use this jet. We're going to fly back. We're actually going to double back a bit because there's a mission right back here. There's also a baby Pane statue we're going to try to kill or destroy. We get it. Good news for me.
I squared everything out with Kane and the headquarters, Rico. I'm in the clear again.
So this plane's a little bit slower than a Pell Silverbolt, but not much slower. And I don't have to summon the Pell Silverbolt if I use this. So, I don't think it's much slower, but it definitely saves me a lot of money. So we're going to fly it way out here to what's called Hantu Island.
I need you to go to the crash site on Hantu Island and use the pilot to retrieve the car.
So a pilot was down here a few days ago,
I will arrange for a
and there's some drugs they want me to get, so I'm going to go get them.
Rumor has it that the planes just crash and that ships are always lost in the fog.
So I'm going to find the pilot. He's going to help me load the cargo. And before we can leave, I have to destroy a giant EMP tower. So this mission's actually pretty cool. It's exciting. Really cool set pieces in this particular mission.
It is perhaps that ancient curse that my grandparents...
Smoke signals?
Also, the trip over here is a good time to read donations.
That fire must have been started by our downed brother. Get to it, Scorpio.
So, a scripted fall, I get shot out of the sky by electricity or something.
Are you there?
So we're just going to jump out.
Something must be blocking all
I'm going
transmission.
to jump onto this truck. He's going to get in.
Boy, am I glad to see you, friend.
He's going to load the cargo up while I take care of the EMP tower.
Shri sent you, yes? He sent you to save me, I hope. We were blown out of the sky a few days ago, La. And I've been trying to reach you since. but there's some sort of antique electromagnetic pulse device here. And this is the great part. It was installed by the Japanese Imperial Army in World War II. And guess what? They're still here. Yes, I'm not joking. It's a bunch of insane 100-year-olds with rifles and cannons who think the war is still raging outside. They shot us out of the sky, Gawan, and all my brothers were killed. So after this
this is a very dangerous bridge. Both of these bridges, actually. I have to drive pretty slowly over them for two reasons. If you hit that little bump too hard, you'll fly into the air and have a chance to wipe out. The other thing is the middle of the bridge is very slippery for some reason, so I try to put one wheel on one side on the more solid concrete. So what screwed me up there was that stunt camera. For some reason it thought I was doing a stunt and changes the camera. I couldn't quite see where I was going. So I don't know why it happens on that bridge. I literally wasn't doing anything of note. So I don't know why it thought it was time for the stunt camera. So I'm blaming it on that. So here's these giant towers. This is a power supply tower. There's two of them. You can't get to the main one to destroy it until these are taken care of. All we got to do is a little quick time event. There, give me an easy one. That's better.
Piece of cake. Now, the second
So same thing over here. Get rid of the enemies. Now I'm going to do a really tricky climb. This has to go just right or I'm going to lose a lot of time. I'm going to grapple a couple times here. Then right there. Then I use the boost. I got to do a very tight, precise turn to get up here without any problems. Sometimes he free falls when you jump up there because I'm a little too high. But it all went well. It's about what that should look like. A lot harder than it looks.
Nothing strange here at all.
So the pilot has the cargo loaded up. So I'm done with him. I'm actually going to leave him because I can wait for him to get back in the truck, but that cost me like 2 whole seconds. I ain't got that kind of time. So since you don't need him to finish the mission, I'm just going to leave him behind. He'll be alright. So going back, this bridge isn't as dangerous because there's no big bump. But I do got to slow down for this turn. If you make one wrong move, you could lose all the cargo. Like if you crash into something, like if you overcorrect, because there's a few bumps that you can hit, and if you overcorrect, you can spin out of control. And you can lose every crate in an instant if you hit the wrong thing. So this driving portion is a little bit tense. I need to take it easy, but still try to go fast. I don't know how he got his head stuck in my truck like that. Thankfully he disappears so we don't have to witness that for too long. Very tight turn here. I got to slow down for this one. It can go very badly here. Then just a little further, we'll be at the beach. And the mission will be over.
Interesting to experience Ular logistics firsthand.
So we're going to extract right at the end of the mission. We're going to go back here. This is where we did the mission Paparazzi Pursuit. But we need to fly to the other city and then to the airport. This is kind of the quickest way to get that done. I'm going to take off from this roof over here. So we'll unlock this location to come back to later. There's 2 missions here, actually. The airport is right up ahead.
One day, they'll write books about all of this.
So the next mission's called Nothing to Declare. All I gotta do is hijack a helicopter and kick the guy out. Pretty simple mission. Then right after this one I can fly right next to, or I get right next to the next mission. In fact, we're actually heading towards it right now. So that's handy.
Mind if I borrow this?
So let's go ahead and jump out. There's a baby panty statue here. I'm going to go ahead and take out with a rocket. And I'm going to take out this propaganda trailer with a grenade. Much to Rico's delight. So the next mission, I need to find a pilot who has a PDA with his flight log. Because we have another trader of the Roaches. The Roaches have a lot of traders, by the way. So the guy we're looking for is right over here. Interesting little bit of tech here. I'm going to fly above this plane and do a stunt jump. And that avoids those rocket launchers shooting at me. It's not uncommon to have a rocket go right over my shoulder when I do that. But it's actually pretty safe. So I got to make sure to take off of the runway at a very specific point. As you saw, those guys kind of split open and got out of my way. If I'm anywhere else on that runway, there's going to be something in my way, so got to know what I'm doing. So he offers to download all the passwords and codes right now, so I can show him, you know, he thinks I'll show mercy and spare him, which isn't the case, but I mean the sentiment is nice. So I'm going to fly here to this location, which I'll extract back to later. So I'm going to dump him out and just, hopefully he'll be alright. Next mission is right over here, but I got to make sure to keep my distance before until that mission ends. If I'm right here when that mission ends, I won't be able to go to it right away for some reason. So I gotta hang back a second.
I know you are not who you seem, Scorpio. But I use you all the same because I need you.
So this is the second faction stronghold takeover for the Roaches.
safely into the heart of the facility, then I will hack into the system and override their control codes. It is time to claim this place. And you, Scorpion, you see to it that I get inside alive.
We are under attack!
Damnation! We can't get through, Scorpio. Help us open the entrance somehow. There is surely a panel on the inside.
So we get a health drop here, which is nice.
Move out! Enemy reinforcements! Stay
Got a
covered.
couple guys to take out here.
Good. We secured the entrance. Regroup on me.
Let me go ahead and blow that up so it's out of my way. If I blow that up real quick, it'll prevent my guys from getting too close and shooting at them, so it saves me a second or two. I gotta make sure to pick up a lot of ammo here because there's a lot of guys to kill at the end of this mission. So we gotta keep our ammo supply full. I'm gonna go ahead and jump ahead and kill the demolition officer now. Just cause I can. Just cause he's there. I'm gonna plant a couple triggered explosives here because there's gonna be a car spawning and it's gonna drive right down. So I'm gonna give it what for.
Go, go, go! Secure the next blockade!
And of course I'm not gonna look back at that cool explosion. Two guys spawn right over here.
We are almost there!
And I'm gonna go back here to where an ammo drop was.
Give him cover fire! All
So I
clear.
gotta take out a few more bad guys. Some guys on the catwalks.
Move up! Out, out! Enemies on the catwalk, Scorpio!
So there's another sequence where we can plant some triggered explosives and blow up the guys when they show up. So that's what we're going to try for here. Unfortunately, I make a crucial error and blow them up way too soon.
This is it! I'll just hack into their system.
I was supposed to press that as soon as he said hack. That's kind of my audio cue. But I goofed. No biggie. Just got to go down there and kill him. Then there's a couple more enemy spawns. It's random where they appear. There's 3 different places. So I gotta keep on my toes. Once they're gone, I gotta launch 2 missiles at this guy. But that's not quite enough to take him out, so I'll also shoot him with my guns. And for some reason, the other missile decided not to hit him. It did that. So yeah, the ending of this mission was pretty stupid, honestly.
I got it! It's ours now!
Doesn't lose me a ton of time, but still a bit salty about it. No biggie. So here's one of those locations I unlocked while I was in the fighter jet. This way I can just extract right to it right after this mission. All the heat dissipates at the end of each faction stronghold takeover. So I don't have to wait to extract. I can just do it right away. So this one's called Smugglers Do Run. All we got to do is take out some smugglers in these boats. Almost messed that up. I could have had a better angle that would have given me more time to line up my grapple. But we're okay. We got it. So if you just dump them out of the boats, they die, and hell, it completes the mission for you. So next up is our 4th agency mission. There's another tab out. This is the 4th agency mission called Mountain Rescue. We're going to do some boat surfing. Make a dramatic entrance, just cause.
Glad to.
We're going to take off in a Pell Silverbolt towards this military base. We got to rescue another agency asset. We met her at the beginning, but we skipped the cutscene, so you don't know who she is, but she matters. So we got to go get her.
That damn Swede got the spine of a jellyfish. Gone and put the finger on 10. And she ain't just a pretty face, Rico. She got brains. Last contact we had, she was close to learning about Panay's plans and who's causing all this trouble. We need her back. Fast.
You don't think she's dead already?
Not before they put the screws on her. Now go to the facility where they're keeping Tan. Then cause as much chaos as possible. That should flush them out.
So there's 4 ventilation system things we need to destroy. And I'm going to use the missile launcher to just shoot a missile right at them. We're going to go to the farthest one first and work our way back. So what I try to do is aim a little high. If there's an enemy in front of it, then the missile might lock onto them and not hit the ventilation station. So I usually try to aim a little higher, because I can still destroy it without locking onto it, but it kind of missed a little bit. Anyway, no one in front of that one, that's good. Go on to the 3rd one. Yeah, I aim a little high to avoid locking onto that guy, because if I lock onto him, it'll, like I said, it won't hit the station. It won't blow it up. So we're going over here where there's a bay door. There's 3 ninjas by it. And we got to take them all out. If I'm really quick and I shoot them all in the head, I can actually take them all out before any of them teleport, and that's kind of what you want. Or that's kind of the swag strat. But if I don't get it, it's fine. No biggie.
Chinga, she's not here.
It is insanely hard to do, though. So we're going to super sling down the mountain. And there's the car where they got Jade Tan at. All I got to do is hijack it to finish the mission.
Mind if I borrow this?
From here we extract to another location we unlocked.
Here we are.
So the next mission is called Breaking and Entering. All I'm going to do is go into this military base, hack a laptop. This tight enclosed area is pretty hard to get into effectively, but we did pretty good. And sometimes they shoot their own guys, so I'll just let them destroy themselves. Didn't even fire a shot.
With me, the data will bring a great future to the roaches.
Next mission's right over here. It's called the Mile High Club. It's a big giant blimp whorehouse. So it's a very interesting set piece for a mission. Pretty cool mission, honestly. So since it's way up in the air, of course, we're going to Pel Silverbolt up to it. I'm going to use the road as a runway.
Scorpio, let me tell you about Mama San Lee, the proprietor of the world's only blimp whorehouse, the real Mile High Club. She has dirt on just about everyone in Panau, even me. And now, guess what? She's got some nasty dirt on the president.
So we're going to go here and we're going to download some information, some dirt on the president.
Let's start with the laptops located at the club before the government gets a hold of them.
So I'm just going to jump out. I'm going to land right in front of the bar.
So many sensual. Right. The first laptop should be somewhere near.
Take him out. Try to do this really quickly. There's a lot of times I'll have a shotgun right in my face if I don't get it done super quick.
The next one. Good. Keep downloading.
So there's the third one. Now the military wants to blow this place up. So I'm going to get down here real quick because I know where the bomb already is.
Juicy indeed.
So if you guys spawn around it, I'm going to take them out. Took a chance there, but sometimes they don't hit you when you're trying to disarm something. So the bomb drops, and I'm going to drop right over it. We get a nice view of this big, giant explosion. Breathtaking. Unfortunately, I didn't lose the heat. I don't know exactly how to lose the heat, but a lot of times I lose it as I'm falling, so I don't have to wait for it, but I had to wait for it here. But it's just a few extra seconds. So we're going to go to the airport we unlocked earlier.
Here we are. Hostile spotted up. Attack, attack.
Here's our next mission. Keeping the flow. So this is a, I don't know, a drug route or something for the roaches. And they're trying to blow it up, which I don't understand how that works. But, we're going to disarm some bombs. So there's 4 of them along this route. So I'm going to sneak in behind here. So they saw me. There's a chance that they wouldn't see me and I could just disarm it without them seeing, so
Good work, Scorpio.
we tried.
You have disarmed half the bombs, but half is not enough.
So if I stand in a specific spot though when I'm disarming those bombs, I can kind of shield myself with the wall of like wherever the bomb's at. I do that on the last one. There's a bunch of guys who can shoot at me, but I'm able to hide from them. So I kind of missed my parachute cancel and got stuck a little bit. That's okay. And that guy decided he wanted to play peekaboo. I didn't know what he was trying to do. So I go below the bridge a little bit so they don't see me and I can lose some heat. That helps for the last one. So there's no cars. There's no armored vehicles that show up. So right there I kind of hid behind that one. So next mission, literally right over here. Pretty easy to get to. This is a very exciting mission. Very tricky mission. We're going to order Pell Silverbolt to get to the tower really quickly, where we have to reroute some satellite dishes so the Reapers can play a video or something. Then after the video is played, we blow up the main satellite all the way at the top. So pretty crazy mission.
We are ready to send the video, comrade. You must line up the
So those guys were in a good position. I didn't need to even take them out or nothing. Super sling over here. Do the same here. There's never any opposition here.
My body trembles with anticipation.
This one we gotta go around this way.
Two to go. One dish aligned, three to go. Three dishes aligned.
Here's some of those turret guns we gotta make sure to be very careful around.
They have sentry guns.
I'm gonna do a sweet tower climb here.
Work, Scorpio. Now we will feed you the broadcast. Stand by.
Now the interesting thing about this mission is that there is like a 1.5-minute long video that gets played, and you can sit and listen to it, but there's actually a huge skip I'm going to perform here. It's the biggest skip in the game. Instead of waiting for this video, I'm going to actually skydive near to where my next mission is. So if you see that broadcasting on the left there, that has to get all the way to the end for the mission to actually end. But there's a little glitch we can use here, where if I activate the black market during certain sequences, it'll actually end the mission. So it blew it up for me. I don't have to wait a 1.5 minutes or whatever. And my next mission is right there at that phone booth.
Broadcast day.
This one's called Head of State. Very interesting. I get some rocket launcher ammo, which is compatible with my super rocket launcher. So I picked that up so I don't have to buy more until later. So we hook the baby panty statue head to the tank, and we're going to drive it to one of the Roach's colonels. Because that's just the kind of guy he is. And that guy is annoying. I'm going to take a few pot shots at these wind turbines. They're really hard to hit, but they're worth some chaos. So I don't know if you saw that, but there was like 10 guys just flew into the air. I stood in awe of that explosion. It was just absolutely mystifying how amazing that explosion was. So right after the mission, it loses the heat for me, but since there's guys everywhere, I need to get into the water to avoid being seen.
Just drop by the mansion backyard later to see what I'm talking about.
And once the heat's gone, we can surface and extract.
Ready and...
So here's where we flew past a little bit ago to go to the airport. So here's a very quick mission we're going to do, called One Deadly Sin. All we got to do is blow up a car that's driving down the highway. Just launch 2 missiles and let it go.
Ah, Councilman Panic. Nothing in his life became him like the leaving of it.
So we're going to get another missile drop at the beginning of this mission. And we're going to have full missiles, which is really nice. So this is a very tricky climb to do. I need a full boost after a really good super sling. Then we do a couple slings here, and we do another full boost. So that went really well. Take out a few guys up here. So this dude over here is going to hack into this satellite. While he's doing that, they're going to send some helicopters after me. So I'm going to hijack this first one.
Mind if I borrow this?
There's going to be 3 more that spawn back here, so I'm going to get in position to take them out. So once those 3 are gone, I have plenty of time before the guy's done hacking. I was just checking my chaos on the map real quick. Yeah, there's no way to cancel this, the end of this mission, like by summoning the black market. So we have to wait until he's done hacking. While he's doing that, I'm going to destroy some baby Pane statues. Then there's a propaganda trailer over here. And then a water tower for good measure. So I'm going to jump on top of this little building here, and we're going to get a Pell Silverbolt. And fly to our next one. If I could have gone faster, I can actually cheat the leaving the mission area here by a few seconds. Like, it's not shown here, but if I would have left early, the end mission screen or the leaving mission area warning would show up. And even if it counted down to 0, I'd be fine. Because once you get to that end of the mission, it won't let you fail. So I go ahead and crash into the baby Pane statue. Mission's right here. All we have to do here is kill 2 witnesses. Now we need to lose the heat. Usually shortly after the mission, you'll lose it, and then like the other mission, I have to go into the water so I don't get seen. So we're going to extract, and I'm going to do the last, or start doing the last series of stronghold takeovers.
Here we are.
You are becoming invaluable to us, Mr. Scorpio. Perhaps you really are what you seem to be, a friend to the Ulans.
So for his last stronghold takeover, we're going to take over a big weapons facility.
You get me safely to the
There's 2 guys at the gate.
upper level. From
There's
there,
2 rocket launcher guys up here.
and change the control codes. Come, brave brothers! And you, Scorpio, better keep me alive. Keep moving, Ulas! We need to take this supply depot.
Taking them out from back here is a little easier. I can line up some headshots. So my guys are going to take a while to make their way up here. So I'm just going to clear the way.
The entrance is open. Forward into hell, my brothers!
There's an ammo drop here I'm going to grab. So I'm going to go ahead and clear out the enemies ahead. Usually I try to grapple those 2 guys together. Take out that SAM site. I actually screw up in getting this vehicle part.
Listen to me, Scorpio. I can help you upgrade weapons.
So he tells me he can upgrade weapons, but
Damn those maggots!
that dialogue overwrote his, so I had to wait a few seconds before he told me to open the gate.
Move out to the next blockade! Brave brothers!
So we're going to take out a few snipers.
Deal with them, Scorpio!
Then I'm going to plant some triggered explosives.
Move out!
Once again, there'll be some enemy spawns at the end of this mission. And I'm going to take them right out
Scorpio!
before they even have a chance to move.
Good! Move on, brave Ulas!
So we're going to grab our mounted gun. And he's going to get in position.
Okay, we made it! Now I just need to hack into the system. Scorpio, you got my back?
So that causes those vehicles to show up
Okay.
after I
No,
detonate
damn
those
it.
triggers.
Maybe if I do like this. Yes! Scorpio, you better take care of the helicopter!
Helicopter shows up, and we just take it right out.
That's it! This place is Eula property now! Ha!
Request for air support granted.
So next mission, right over here. This is another mission where the rocket launcher is absolutely essential.
Wonderful. I thank you dearly. Feel
So I'm supposed to protect this giant tanker over here. It's filled with drugs or something. I don't know. First, I'm going to pick up some triggered explosives for later. So they're going to spawn over here first. I'm going to shoot a rocket at that one. And then that one. When that first one blows up, it's going to launch all the guys into the other truck, and then the other truck blows up. They all die. About like that. This time we got some heavier vehicles to take care of, and more guys. Just got to launch rockets, so they're all gone. So here's another escort mission. I'm going to do something interesting at the start of this one, though.
Oh, Scorpio. The informer is pretty cautious, so he will ask you about the weather. No matter what he says...
I'm going to position this vehicle here. I'm going to talk to him, and as soon as I talk to him, he's going to try to get in the car. And what he tries to do is get in through the back and up into the turret gun, but I don't want him there. So I'm going to manipulate him into the passenger seat by jumping in here, doing a stunt jump, and then entering. The reason I do that is because if this top-heavy car for some reason wants to flip over, he has a lot less chance of just falling out and dying. So it's just kind of a safety strat. If everything went perfectly, it'd be okay for him to be up there, but there is a chance that something could go wrong, and I need him to be... I don't need him to fly out. So we go across these bridges. There's no real way around this blockade. We just got to kind of thread the needle if we can. Go from there. This is another mission where it could get really dangerous if you get bad car RNG. If I'm surrounded by enemy vehicles, it can be really stressful trying to get rid of them. But other than that, we just drive down the road. And we drop them off here. So I need to lose the heat at the end of this mission as well. But I use that time to go up ahead and unlock a location for later. So while the heat's dying down, I'm going to utilize that time. So here's the location. Heat's gone right about now. Works out perfectly.
Here we are.
So this should be number 8, the Stronghold Takeovers. Last one for the Reapers. We're going to go to a chemical facility where they're doing stuff with chemicals.
Scorpio, you seem well endowed with courage and cunning, and I think your heart is now with the workers.
So I'm going to use the last of my rockets to take out some enemies. Going to be a couple enemies spawn here. Take them out. Now for the rest of this mission, I'm actually going to switch out to an assault rifle, which is conveniently right here. So I'm going to pick that up and use this, because there's a lot of enemies to kill, and it's I don't want to rely on an ammo drop. Since I ran out of rockets anyway, it works out pretty well.
Reapers! Go on! Move further into the facility, comrades! All clear! Move on!
This guy always has SMG, so I'll go ahead and use it a little bit.
The forces of liberty prevail! Now, move on further into the facility!
Actually got a little lucky with some of those ammo drops. So we'll have plenty of ammo. Go ahead and blow that up.
Keep going, comrades! Revolution is around the corner!
There's a sniper up here. I'm going to go ahead and get him out of there. Now here's a very interesting enemy, this mounted gunner. He has the most health of any character in the game. He takes so many hits, and I don't know why. I don't know why him. So we clear the enemies. We're going to grab the gun, as usual.
Now you're gonna be sorry.
Get some more chaos.
Sardadu, you are the only one I trust with this. I will send over some files for you. Keep them safe as they reveal to our Japanese friends the whereabouts of his Russian and Chinese competitors.
So 2 trucks spawn. Got to take them out. Then the Stronghold Commander. Then we're going to grab some ammo at the end of this.
Oh, this system is complex! Keep them off me! Scorpio!
I'm going to go ahead and cancel the last part of that so I can end the mission quick and get out. So we're going to extract near here. This is where our final stronghold takeover is. Last one for the roaches.
Another victory in the name of liberty. You and I, Scorpio, we have such chemistry.
It's not going to happen, Bolo. Get over it. Okay.
Scorpio, you kill for me and make me happy. So I do not ask what you are really doing here in Panau. One day I will find out. It is perhaps the day I will kill you, no?
So this is Paradise Valley. I'm not even sure what this facility is for, but I don't care. We're going to take out the enemies, clear the path.
Now go, roaches, and Scorpion, bring me safely to the Far Temple.
You got it! Okay, move out!
There's a couple snipers up here. They're in a really bad spot. So I'm going to try to take them out way back here. Get some headshots if I can. Because they're enclosed, they're actually hard to shoot at from most angles, so it's... And they're far apart, so they're pretty dangerous. Fortunately, I got time to take care of them. I'll switch to my SMG, because there's an ammo drop right in there, right next to me. So once I take care of these guys, I'm going to go back and get it. So I usually like to pull the guy in the gun out and throw him against the rock. But I missed. So just a few more enemies up near the temple. A rocket launcher guy I want to take care of real quick.
No one messes with our roaches. Now move on.
I'm going to go ahead and buy some more of the multi-lock missile launcher.
We are nearly at the temple. No one can stop.
So I just need to wait for them. I'm going to plant some triggered explosives, because there's going to be a few guys that spawn right around this area.
There, the temple.
I want to make sure they get taken care of. So they spawn, I blow them up. I have to destroy these armored vehicles as well as the people in them. And the stronghold commander shows up. Need to fire 2 rockets at him. And then I'm going to go ahead and restock because there's actually an ammo supply in here of rockets.
No more reinforcements. This place belongs to the roaches now. Fight them.
Good work, friend. This compound will serve us well.
So next mission's right over here. Tried to thread the needle. So this one, all I got to do is hijack a vehicle.
Quickly, jump onto his vehicle.
And then I'm going to download some information from this guy in the vehicle. Honestly, some of these missions got a little unimaginative. But whatever. So they popped some tires. Hopefully that doesn't cause me too many problems. Thankfully this isn't a driving centric mission. I don't need to get down to this beach per se. I'm just driving down here because I'm going to take off in a Pell Silverbolt from the beach. I just need to get near it. So once he's done with that, get another Pell Silverbolt. So if you can fly off a little tiny divot or a little bump, you can give the Pell Silverbolt a boost and you can take off almost instantly. That's the beauty of this thing. It makes travel pretty easy. The other way I've done it is to just fly right off a roof and the thing just takes right off. So next mission, we're going to take out some helicopters. I need a good super sling and rocket boost. I'm going to do a series of slings on the ground here. Save up my rockets. And I'm going to do a big boost into the air to catch up with these guys. It's pretty crucial that I do it exactly like that, or I won't catch up with them very easily. So we hijack this one, and right as we do, the other ones fly right past. And I just got to shoot them down. What's nice is they stop for you as soon as you hit them once, so they'll stop and give you a good target. So I'm just going to get a little height, and then I'm going to jump out. We'll rocket over to our next mission. So this one, Bolo wants me to destroy some fighter jets. Very easy to do with the rocket launcher. Basically just going to shoot them. You don't want to turn too sharp in the parachute and then fire a rocket. You'll actually shoot the parachute, so I drop down to make sure that doesn't happen. Now instead of destroying this fourth one, I'm actually going to take off in it because the mission area is actually around this fighter jet. So instead of ordering a Pell Silverbolt, I'm actually just going to use this to fly to my next destination. I feel it's pretty handy. So once I crash this plane, the mission will end. So that's just an interesting little optimization for the route, is to just take the plane. I'm going to grab these triggered explosives. I'm going to jump over here and we're going to shoot these trucks. And I can't stress how well this mission goes. Literally don't think I could ever do any better than that. So right after that one, we'll fly over here. This is a very high-speed driving mission. We're going to steal a car. We're going to drive it to a place.
Get the car, Scorpio. Okay, move in. We got him. Ah, good.
So once again, we're waiting on good car RNG. Or we're hoping for good car RNG. The thing about this mission is I'm tempted to go really fast because this sports car is literally one of the fastest vehicles in the game. But one wrong move, this car will just fly out of control and you could be in a serious serious trouble. So I actually do take it a little bit slower than the car is able to go. And I'm really careful around some of these corners. So if you get flung into the forest, you can either turn upside down, or you can just get stuck on a rock, and it's bad news. So it's a good thing I slowed down before hitting him, because it could have been real bad. Hitting bikes is okay, because they don't throw you off course much. If I hit them dead on, it usually doesn't hurt much. It's the bigger cars you want to worry about mostly. So right at the end of this mission, I'm going to try to do a quick super sling away. Try to lose the heat. Make sure there's no one around to see me. And we'll get ready to extract. So we're going to go to a big giant radar dish, or satellite dish, that's kind of built into this mountain. Another really fantastic set piece.
Here we are.
And of course, we're going to blow it up. So the mission actually starts way over here.
We have a visual. Requesting backup.
So we're actually going to do two different things in this mission. We're going to take out the satellite dish by raising it and then blowing it up. But during the mission, this dude shows up, and he tells me to kill him, so I go ahead and I do that too. So first we got to go into a door over here. There's a little panel I can hack in order to start raising the dish.
Consider it done.
Wonderful. Simply.
He's as good as gone.
So what I end up doing is plant a triggered explosive on his car, and then he gets in it. So then I blow him right up. I could shoot him with the rocket launcher, but there's a chance that it won't kill him and he'll actually just fly off and I'll have to go chasing him. So I do it that way so it's consistent.
Never thought doing dishes could be this much fun.
If I get here really fast, I can avoid that helicopter altogether. Otherwise he might shoot me.
I knew that.
So after I activated that last panel, that starts to raise the thing that I want to destroy, the receiver. So we hijack this helicopter and we avoid the missiles that are being shot at me. And I'm going to shoot it. It doesn't blow up until it gets to the very top.
You have done well, my friend. And for killing Li Hongfu. Ready?
So we'll grab another Pell Silverbolt. We'll take off to our next location. Yeah, I gotta watch out for some air traffic every now and then. There's a very, very slim chance that I actually could run right into a plane if I'm not paying attention. But that's never really happened. It's just a possibility. So this next mission, we're going to drive down a snowy mountain in a car. And I'm going to do something very interesting. I didn't figure this out. A buddy of mine actually figured this out. But instead of just driving down in the car as is, I'm going to pop the two front tires. For some reason, this makes the car 10 times easier to control while going down this mountain. I guess the rims act more as skis or something, but anyway, it makes it very unlikely that I could wipe out. I can easily counter steer. I can even use the handbrake. Just makes it a much more easy experience. So we got to drive all the way down to this hotel. You gotta be real careful around this corner because it's easy to get sucked in and run into this big rock. So we're gonna make sure we take a pretty sharp turn here to avoid that. So a decent time is 125. That was okay. Now here's one of the trickier shootouts in the game. A lot of RNG involved with where the guys decide to go. Just a crazy, wild shootout. If I see an ammo drop, I go for it. So there's 2 rocket launcher guys over here. I want to make sure those guys are dead. They're pretty dangerous. I also want to stay away from the statue. Because those triggered explosives are going to blow it up. So now I got to look for the rest of the enemies, wherever they may be. Another ammo drop, so I'll grab that. And then I'll also grab the rockets that the guys had. Now we're going to go up to the hotel roof. This is the perfect place to take off in a Pel Silverbolt. There's 2 missions up here we're going to go to. I'm going to fly under the bridge just cause. So we're going to sling up to here, where we need to deactivate a laptop. And I'm just going to launch a missile into this crowd of enemies and grapple these 2 together. Or try to. So then once that's done deprogramming, I'm just going to exit. So the next mission's on this bridge. Actually going to jump right off of it. So I got to save a dude for her. He's in this big truck. So we're going to go ahead and hijack it. This is one of the more risky missions because of how I do it. Unlike the one in the jungle with the limo, it's actually relatively feasible to drive down through the slopes between the roads. So instead of going along the long winding road, I actually can drive down if I'm careful about it. So what I end up doing is I'll slow down and we'll start going between the roads, down the slopes. So if I hit a rock or something, it can throw me over. So this isn't perfectly safe, but sure is a lot faster than going down the road. And if I spin around, I just start going backwards. It's pretty much the same thing. So unfortunately, I slide around a little bit trying to figure out how to get back on track. But at least I didn't flip over or nothing. So that went okay.
Tucano still has a few good kills in him.
So this time we have a lot of heat to lose. I'd love to figure out how to get this out of here because we gotta wait quite a while. So when we're finally able to extract, we're gonna go back to the desert. There's a few more missions that have been unlocked since. We're gonna go take care of them now.
Here we are.
So an odd thing about when I extract to here from where I just was, Rico gets a huge super boost of speed for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know how, but it just happens, so I just point him towards the mission and let him fly. It only ever happens there, so I don't know if it's something I can actually manipulate and make happen whenever I want, but that would be pretty cool. And save me a lot of time. So anyway, another limo driving mission. We're going to pick up this adult entertainer named Miss Stacy. And I'm going to drive her somewhere safe. So yeah, I just skimmed the edge of that vehicle, and that bad things can happen. But no biggie. So she's right here. I'm gonna pick her up.
Hey there, sweetness. You my potato?
And her mad psycho boyfriend is gonna be in our way, just up ahead.
Boom Boom is the most violent and disturbed guy I've ever dated.
So we're gonna have to avoid him. So we're just going to go right around the blockade. Thankfully, those rocket launchers that he has, the rockets, they don't lock in on you. They don't home on you to you, so it's like, it's no biggie. So her drop-off point's right up here.
Crazy damn pedestrians.
Thanks for the ride, honey. I'll be thinking of you.
So next mission is over here. Alright, this one's called Officer and a Hitman. The goal is to cause a ruckus outside this guy's house to get him to show up, and then kill him. So I have to wait a second. Those SAMs are indestructible until a certain point. After that, we start firing at them. I have to be very careful to move around and not get hit by the bullets, otherwise it could blow up my rockets. Fortunately, nothing bad happened. So we're going to take off in a Pell Silverbolt again. What's nice about the Pell Silverbolt is when they fire missiles at you, they're not fast enough. So that's good news for me. So this mission's kind of isolated and out of the way. Only way to get to it is just to fly to it like this. It's good time to read donations, though. So I gotta go bust a guy out of a crate and then rescue him and I'm gonna do that by air. So I'm gonna take out that SAM site first, get rid of these guys, use a grenade to open that up. So I'm gonna get in this helicopter and pick him up. You can do this on the road, like in that vehicle down there. But I've had very little luck in doing it successfully because there's a lot of vehicles, there's a lot of heat. I mean, it's very difficult, and it's not that much faster anyway. So we're just going to do this strat because it's super safe and super consistent. So I gotta watch out for this helicopter. He spawns at random locations during this mission. So one tactic you can do is ascend. And he'll have to ascend too. And then while he's doing that, I can start descending. And that way, I can avoid him shooting at me. So I got to do a very crucial super sling out of here to lose the heat. I got to do it really fast. Right when I see the heat disappear, I got to get in the water. Otherwise, I'll gain it right back, and that's more time wasted. Now we're going to do one of my favorite missions in the game. The reason this mission is my favorite is because they expect you to just sit in a gun at the back of a boat and shoot things as they show up. But I spend most of the mission outside the boat. In fact, I just get inside the boat to activate the... it won't move unless you get inside it, but once it starts moving... I'm actually going to get outside of it. I'm going to take care of the mission outside of the boat. So we get in, then we get out. So now we can have some fun. So there's going to be a helicopter spawning right over here. I'm going to stand in a very specific location. I'm going to get my guns out. I'm going to aim at a very specific spot. And I'm going to wait for it to spawn. So there's two ways this mission can go down. The first one is I can shoot the pilot out before he takes off. So now I can actually get inside the helicopter. And I can actually use it for the first half of this mission, which is what I want to do. If he takes off, if he gets a little too high before I'm able to shoot him out, the helicopter will explode, and I'll have to sling my way over here and take care of these guys with my grappling hook. But this is a little easier. It's what I want to do. Plus, I'll also have to waste a rocket on this other helicopter that spawns up here. With this helicopter, I can just shoot him right down. So for the next part of this mission, I need to go open these floodgates. With the helicopter, it's very easy to get here ahead of the boat, so I can get into position. That way I can be right here right as the QuickTime event becomes available. This is a very bad place to super sling. So we got to get this one as well. Then we need to get back into the boat. I need to get back into the gun. Unfortunately, I forgot to press A in order to get back into the boat, so it took off ahead of me. So we've maybe lost a little bit of time to that. Need to get back in before it can move. So another helicopter will spawn here. I'm just going to shoot this one down. I'm going to grapple this guy out of the boat. Another helicopter spawns over here. We're going to hijack this one.
Mind if I borrow this?
And there's one more boat to kill. Now there are going to be some mines that are in the water. And they want you to drive a vehicle into it to explode them. Well, I can use the helicopter for that very purpose. So that's why it's my favorite mission, is because it really lets you think outside the box. So it's a perfect mission for a speed run. Just do what you want. Get it done as you want. So once that one's done, I'm going to go ahead and get another Pell Silverbolt. I still haven't counted how many I actually use in the run. It's a lot. Fortunately, that bike didn't throw me too far off course. Very thankful for that. I don't believe any of the Pell Silverbolt takeoffs in this particular run went wrong at all, so that's a good thing. So we have 3 missions that are right over here next to each other. First one is here. This is Hell on Wheels. This one's actually pretty exciting. I'm going to catch up to a 3-car convoy, and they'll have bombs on them, and I have to disarm them while they're moving. Kind of like Speed, the movie.
Comrade, you must find my men and help disarm the bombs while the cars are still in motion.
So we jump onto the back.
Excellent work, but there are more bombs.
Do a little quick time event.
Well done, Scorpio. There is
Once that's done, next mission, right here. I'm just going to hijack this plane since it's right here. So we got to destroy an oil rig. And what we're going to do is, actually I need to get into a helicopter that's stationed there, because there's no real way to destroy it with this fighter jet. So I'm just using it to get there. I will try to take out a crane in the main tower with the jet, but most of it has to be destroyed with the helicopter.
Now, destroy it, comrade.
So we get the crane, and then I fly this directly into the tower. So that's just left stuff I got to destroy with the helicopter. I'm destroying a lot of other little things as well to make sure I have enough chaos. Because the crucial point in the run where I need the 390 chaos is coming right up.
Good and honored soldier of the revolution. You scar the face of Panay's government.
I'm just making sure those guys are out of the way so they don't shoot me. Once again, Pale Silverbolt. There's a lot of heat to lose here anyway, so extracting is going to take a longer time anyway.
We are sending a bird over. We'll take care of this.
This mission's called the Broader Scope. All I got to do is get a sniper rifle and take out a colonel or something. But I got to do it from up here, otherwise he won't even spawn. So there's a few guys up here I'm going to take out. Pick up a sniper rifle, which is conveniently right there.
Excellent, Scorpio. The thought of him choking on his own blood makes me quit.
Yeah, you sick lady. Okay, so we're going to get another Pale Silverbolt, of course. So the main reason I have the route set to have 390,000 chaos here is simply so that the next faction mission is unlocked. Because it's closer than another agency mission that's close by. But this one's a lot closer, so it's it just works better for the routing. Instead of flying farther to that one than flying back to this mission, it just works out better. So thankfully I have exactly as many rockets as I need to finish this mission. I have to destroy 3 cars.
One down and 2 to go. Excellent work.
Gotta line my shots up just right.
Good, Sedanu. Only one left now.
And boom. Perfect.
Good job, Sedanu. Try not to break. Missile launched.
So this beautiful set piece over here is our next mission is going to take place. Big giant 3-building hotel. And we're going to blow it up. Well, not really, but kind of. So we start right here, but before I start, we're going to grab some more missiles because I'm out. I kind of need some. So we drop in from the sky, and here's where we look for the faction leader's international benefactors. The Chinese guy, the Russian guy, the Japanese guy. We gotta take him out. So he throws explosives at me. I need to avoid them. And I just need to try to get a lot of headshots with the SMG to take him out. It's really ideal that I come over here and get this ammo before the cutscene shows up. Now we go for the Russian guy. He's in a big tank. I just need to try to shoot as many missiles as I can at him. And that's him gone. Now for the last dude, I'm going to shoot a missile in through this window. It's going to blow this door up. And then I'm going to shoot a missile at him, and that blows the other door up. That's the point, to get this other guy to come out of hiding. So same as the first guy, we're just going to shoot him until he's gone. Try to come over here and get the ammo as well. That's the end of that mission. We're going to leave. So I come back here and land on the helipad, where we'll take off in another Pel Silverbolt.
Okay. Time to cause enough chaos to smoke baby out of hiding.
So this mission's simple enough. We just need to go to a military base. We need to download some information from a guy who's in the John.
Quickly get to Portuguese Pete. If they kill him, his PDA will automatically shut down.
Please, let me go. My God, please.
Stand your ground, Scorpio.
I mean, I think that's what he's doing in there. I don't know. When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Incoming to the west, Sedanu. Ha! We have the information we needed. I thank you, Scorpio.
So we just need to lose a little bit of heat and extract out of here. So here's a location I went to earlier, so we could easily extract back to it.
Here we are.
This next one's kind of tricky because we need to destroy 3 silos. And since this rocket launcher is DLC, they didn't really program it super well, especially with these silos in mind. Because if you lock onto the silos, the rockets will trend down and they won't actually hit the silo. So I actually have to hit it without locking onto it. So I have to make sure I'm aiming just above so it doesn't hit it. But I can't aim too high or it still won't destroy it. So it's... Thankfully we got some good shots there though. Pick up the health pack. Here's the foreman. They want me to destroy him. And I'll sling off of his exploding car like a boss and head down to the beach. So I'm actually flying the wrong way right now. I got a little turned around and I haven't memorized the exact direction I'm supposed to go in. Thankfully I figured it out pretty quick. And we start heading the right direction. So the next mission we're actually going to blow up some more silos, but these are much smaller. But it's almost just as tricky. Because you need to make sure you lock onto them at a specific point, otherwise they won't actually blow up. Once again, they try to head towards the base of the silo. So I need to make sure I'm kind of over top of them before I launch my rocket.
Okay, Scorpio. Time for the scalpel. Destroy those silos. Lance the boil for me. As the flames
I shot at that one a little too early, so I decided to just throw a triggered explosive at it. So at the end of this runway, there's a nice rocky makeshift ramp. I'm going to kind of fly off of that. Next mission's over here. So we take off from here, another Pell Silverbolt. We're going to go up to this mountain, and the goal here is to destroy this statue, and then pick up the head with a helicopter, and take the head to a certain place. So I think I hit the wrong spot on the statue, because the head actually flew off where I didn't want it to go. And I didn't realize that until right about here. Suddenly I realized, oh, that's not the head. Usually the head is right around in this area, so I had to take a second to look for it. Turns out it's down here. So that's one of the big blunders of this particular run. If I would have hit the base of the statue with the Pell Silverbolt, then the statue would have toppled in a different way. The head would have stayed on, and it would have fallen over, and the head would have been right there. If you hit it more upward, the head goes flying off, and who knows where it could go. Fortunately, it wasn't too big of an issue. It could have flown further down the mountain or something.
Backup team on their way.
So I just got to make sure to avoid this helicopter that's behind me. As the mission before this, I can ascend or descend to throw him off my trail if I have to. That way he won't be able to shoot me. I think he's far enough away anyway. So I don't know what his colonels have. I don't know the joy they get out of having a decapitated statue head in their yard, but like, who am I to judge? So next mission's right over here. This is a really interesting mission. I need to go catch up with a boat and either destroy it or at least kill the guy inside of it. Now what's interesting is they don't want you to stunt jump this boat like you can other boats. So they put two guys on top of it in turret guns, and both of those guys need to be disarmed before you could actually do a stunt jump on it. However, I decided to make my own way to stunt jump on it and actually do it in like a freeform style. It's very, very hard to do. It's very tricky. And if I miss it, it's not good. So I got to get in position. I got to jump very specifically and land right on this boat without actually pressing B to do a stunt jump. Then I swat at the journalist. He falls out. And he dies. So we had some bad boat placement, and I didn't get out of the water fast enough, so we'll lose a little bit of time getting rid of this heat. Once I do, we're going to extract. There's just 3 more missions, faction missions. After that, there's 2 more agency missions. This is kind of the home stretch.
Here we are. Things are heating up, Hand-Eye. Your chaotic handiwork is paid off. So let's go find that pesky Crete baby Panay and have this thing over with. Get here double quick, Rico.
So I need a few more rockets. I decided to buy them here, just so I wouldn't forget later. I gotta hijack this food truck, and I gotta make sure I get at least 3 of these crates to where she wants me to take them. So just like the mission Stranded, I gotta make sure not to have any catastrophic crashes or I'll lose all the crates. Usually that guy drives off the bridge, so I gotta deal with him now, which isn't a good thing. If I take enough fire, this vehicle will explode. So I kind of panicked a bit and tried to get him off me. Best I could do is hope to lose him here at this blockade. The nice thing about this truck is you can bash right through the blockades without really getting hindered. So they decide to crash into a tree. That's good news for me. So one more blockade. Now for some reason driving up this road, you just seem to go really, really slow for some reason. I don't know if it's because it's on a slope, but for some reason you just slow way down here and you just gotta take it. Thankfully they're not that great of a shot, so I don't take too much damage. So drop-off point's right over here. I just need to drive over to it.
Excellent. Food for the recruits. These young men and women will never forget your fearless action.
So this next mission, Michael Bay couldn't direct anything better than this. I'm going to go fly up to this military base. I'm going to grab some chemicals.
I hope that this wonderful nerve gas is something that we can make use of in our cause. I can already think of many uses for...
So the strategy for this mission is to descend from the sky, launch a missile, and then drop right down into these research facilities. And right as I do, I swat the turret gun right out of the way. I did get out too late here though, and I missed my opportunity to do that. So I kind of screwed up here a bit. So I'll just use a grenade to open this one up. I'll try to get out of the way. I failed. Luckily there's a health drop in here in case that screws up. So here's what I was intending to do on the first one. That's what that's supposed to look like. Third chemical is being held by a scientist who's trying to make a run for it. So we're going to go take him out. So there's only one more Pell Silverbolt in the entire run. We're going to use this one to fly back down to where we started. There's a little refrigerator down here. I can put this in.
I would never.
Excellent work, Scorpio. We shall put these to good use. The components are melting, dissolving to nothing. Hurry, comrade, hurry!
I have no doubt you will.
So, one more faction mission. I've saved the worst for last. Probably my least favorite mission in the whole game. Because what I'm actually going to have to do is take this fighter jet over here and fly halfway across the map just so I can shoot something. So if this mission took place earlier in the game, it'd be a great tool for me to get around to the northern part of the island. But the way it's, since it's so close to the end, this is more of an annoyance than anything. But we gotta do it. So, good time to read donations. So once I get close enough to the base, I'll start shooting at it. And basically what I gotta have to do is just hope that something hits it. And it could literally be anything. Like, it could be a barrel. It could be, don't matter. As long as something gets hit. So now we extract all the way back to where we just were, or close to it. So we're going to start the last agency mission, or the second to last. This is where we'll go.
Here we are.
We're going to go find Baby Panay. First, I'm going to go ahead and buy some sawn-off shotguns. I'm going to upgrade it all the way. As you complete missions, excuse me. As you complete missions, you acquire weapons parts. By this time in the run, I have enough to fully upgrade them. And that's going to be crucial. This next shootout is insanely hard. I need a lot of heavy firepower. So I upgrade them all the way. I get 2 of them. So for this mission, we get to select a faction leader to take into Baby Panay's lair.
You like best? Savage Ular Boy Shree, Sweet Pinko Reaper Bolo, or Old Grumpy Roach's Dawn Racer? You
So we're going to go to the one we started off with, the Reapers, because they're closest. It's not because I'm going to return Bolo's feelings for me. She's just convenient. So we got to make our way through the canyon. I guess I killed him with a pellet or with the super sling, so that's fine with me. So it's just waves and waves of enemies. And from what I've observed, it's pretty rare to get any SMG drops here. So the sawed-off shotguns are very handy for this part of the run. So what's nice is I don't have to wait for my allies. I just have to rush ahead and kill everybody. So I can get it done at my own pace. Once all the guys are dead there, and that explosion happens, I can go ahead and go to the next part of the mission. I'm going to take out 3 anti-aircraft guns, and I'm just going to stand here and launch a missile at that one. It'll hit. I'm going to come over here to this next one, and blow this one up too. Then I'll get this one. Then we'll head over here to, yeah, looks like Mount Rushmore. So here's the panel where I'm going to open up the head. Now that everybody else is in place. So now that we're in here, we're going to go to the other side of this.
Now, Scorpio, find the little evil elf Panay and...
Okay, now for the leprechaun.
So now we got to get out of here. I'm going to blow this place up. So for some reason, that part, it's very rare that someone actually shoots at me, so I'm able to get down there and just activate that panel, and we're good to go. As long as I get down there quick enough. So now we're at the very last mission of the game. Our very last Pell Silverbolt. We need to get to the oil field. There's a big giant nuclear submarine. This is where Baby Panay is. There's 2 helicopters flying around it. I'm going to crash my Pell Silverbolt into one of them. Just cause. Then we're going to shoot the other one down.
Wonderful.
And that'll give me a chance to get inside.
What the? It's a doggone atomic submarine. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Your bird won't last long against that sub, Hyundai. Better get down and personal. Try to find a way inside there.
We'll shoot 2 missiles there. Hopefully it takes him out. Now I can open the door. So now we get to fight Baby Panda himself.
You'll never defeat me.
So we shoot him with a rocket. He should come forward and basically be a sitting duck for me. So the very last sequence in the game, and we're flying on nuclear missiles, of course. I made a weapon error selecting my weapon, and I threw a grenade instead. No biggie. So I gotta disarm these bombs while they're moving. And then that's it.
I will have you flogged for this.
So that's Just Cause 2 all missions. As of this video, it is the world record, and that's not likely to change because I am the only one that runs it. So thanks for watching. I really hope to get this into AGDQ. I would absolutely love to show people the amazing wonders of Just Cause 2. And it's my favorite game of all time, and I always have a blast playing it, even after thousands of hours. So have a good day, and hope to see you there.